Welcome back, and to President Trump, welcome home. The nation feels a lot better. I know you do as well, being there. The Lou Dobbs Tonight quote of the day comes to us from President Trump's Twitter account as the president announced he would be leaving Walter Reed Medical Center this evening. The president tweeted this, quote, "Don't be afraid of COVID. Don't let it dominate your life. We have developed under the Trump administration some really great drugs and knowledge. I feel better than I did 20 years ago." Well, joining us tonight is historian Doug Wead. He's been an advisor to two presidents, a presidential historian, and author of the propitiously titled Inside Trump's White House, which is where the president is tonight. Doug, great to see you and to have you on the broadcast. And I want to get, first of all, the amazing visuals as we saw Marine One lift off with the president and bring him back to the White House. An extraordinary sight. Your thoughts as the president is back?
Well, I'm happy. I'm so happy, and it feels good to see him. And in the twilight like this, it's perfect. The perfect hour for photography to see him out on that balcony. It's just wonderful. I think he's the hardest working president in American history, and we needed him back. And somehow I have this feeling that his work is not over, and he knows that.
Well, there is so much for him to do. And the contrast between this president, Friday to go to Walter Reed, he walked out. He was not in a wheelchair. He wasn't in any way assisted. He made a point of walking out to Marine One Friday, strong and assured. It was a remarkable display. And to see him returning here aboard Marine One, I think as the world is watching these pictures, and the world, everyone should remember, is watching all of these pictures of our president, they have to be marveling along with many of us that this president, we know he's strong, his stamina, his endurance, he is absolutely a bull with a work ethic that the White House, I agree with you, Doug, has never seen before. We've had hardworking presidents, but he has set a new standard. This has to impress them to see what we all are witnessing, a president, 72 hours of treatment from the China virus, and now back at the White House to take on a world of problems. Your thoughts, Doug?
Yeah, your book, The Trump Century, says that this is the impact and legacy he'll have. And what I was thinking tonight as I saw these scenes of him coming back was when I wrote Inside Trump's White House, without asking, Jared Kushner and others began to it just came out of them. There's stories of the first day in the Oval Office with Donald Trump. His first day, he was just bursting. He wanted to destroy ISIS. On day one, he wanted to rebuild the economy. On day one, he wanted to move the embassy in Israel. On day one, he wanted to do it all. It was this pent-up energy. He wasn't going to wait. Let's bring the hostages home now. And that's the sort of feeling I got when I saw him coming back from this illness. I think he's going to be renewed, and all these haters out there who you can't please anyway, I think he's going to keep right on doing the great things he's been doing.
Yeah, I don't think any of us should have much regard for anyone who is irrational. All presidents have detractors, all dogs have fleas. But these have been energetic fleas that the president has had to contend with. Give me, if you will, your sense of this election and the real view of, and you and I have talked about this previously, the American people, working men and women, our middle class, the backbone of this nation, they're all but silenced in this constant confrontation between the left-wing national media and the political parties, half of one, which is in a league, it seems, at various points, with the radical Dems. Your thoughts about that?
Yeah, and money's at stake. Multinational companies, globalists, most of them anchored in China with deals in China. Major companies that own the media have their deals with China. You can still go online, maybe not for long, but you can still go online and track it down and see how much profits they get, what percentage comes from China. They don't want Trump taking that on. I remember, again, Jared Kushner saying to me that the president had told him, if I take on China, I know I will not be able to resolve this in my presidency. In fact, it will not be resolved in my lifetime, but somebody has to start this process before it's too late. And that's the challenge that he's picked up. So, of course, he's going to have his enemies. He's breaking some dishes, but thank God he's doing it, and he's got the temperament to be able to do it.
Yeah. Right. He is not going to be intimidated by anyone, whether it be the PLA, the cartels, or even the rhinos of the Republican Party, and certainly not the radical Dems, who've tried to overthrow his presidency for more than before it even began. They wanted to overthrow the Trump presidency. It is a great thing to have a populist in the White House, I think, at this particular time. In addition to his personality, his philosophy, and his policies are directed in exactly toward the exact right lodestar, putting America first. His slogan, a campaign slogan that makes wonderful policy under this president, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. He's been fearless. I mean, I think of my own work as an advisor and staffer in the White House. I never would have recommended that he do the things that he's doing, but he's gotten away with so many things so wonderful for the country and that have helped America that I wouldn't have even ventured or recommended that he venture. He's just got guts, and he seems to be prepared to be able to take the knocks that go with it.
Yeah, I mentioned the Chinese, the Russians, the Iranians, the cartels. He's also taken on the military-industrial complex of this country, which takes some considerable courage in and of itself, as you know. Doug Wead, thank you for being with us. We appreciate it. Thanks so much. Good to see you.
I'm trying to beat the censors, and it looks like we found out a way temporarily. If you hit the subscribe button and then the bell, you'll get notice when I'm on television. So I want to hear from you, and I want you to be able to hear me. Free speech. Let's keep it as long as we can.